All right, guys, back yet again with some more information for you, something really important. There is an element to marketing of trial and error. Okay, there's really no way to completely get around this aspect of it. The word that we use, the technical term, is testing. So you have to try different approaches out. Now, I'm not going to talk about product testing right now. That is a whole sort of other arena. It's the same sort of concept, but we will assume for the time being that you know the product, you know that it's a good product or good service, and you know that it has the potential to have a good ROI. Remember that expression, return on investment. Let's assume that you have that part of it taken care of. You know what you're doing with that. Let's talk a little bit about testing, the marketing. There's a lot of different elements, and it depends on what you're doing. Let me give you an example. Say you have a restaurant, and you have a new item. You know it's a good item. Let's say it's a new appetizer, okay, and you want to get people to purchase this appetizer. So you have to kind of come up with a way to entice people to give this thing a try. You could just put it on the menu with maybe a little tag next to it that says new. That might be enough. That may not do anything. You may have to put little cards. And you've all been to restaurants where you see a little card on the table that features different things. You may have to have your staff say, oh, we have a special this week, to get your customers introduced to this new appetizer that you have. You may want to use the appetizer itself as a way to get people in the door. So if you have a list, remember the list, okay, from the video or two back, if you have the list, you should have a list. You may want to send out some sort of information, either with email or actual literal postal mail, talking about this great new item that you have at your establishment. Maybe offer it half off. You see what I'm saying, guys? There's a lot of different things that you can do. You've got to find out which one is going to work. You've also got to think about, what do I want this new food item to do? Do I want to use this do I want to use this to actually make money on this particular thing, on this particular appetizer? Or am I willing to use this appetizer to get people in the door so I can sell them other items on the menu, other drinks and other food, etc. So there's a lot to think about, and there's a lot of different ways you can go about it. This is where testing comes in. So you want to try different things. My friend Tom Hess, he's one of my mentors, has an expression. He says, Lou, there is more than one right way to do something. So you may try one thing and it may not work, and you may try another thing and it may work. There may be 2 or 3 different things that will actually get you the result you want to have. That's another thing you want to keep in mind when you set out to do marketing. What is the result? Talk about that in a second. But there are different things that you may try different things, and they may all work to one degree or another. You've got to pick what works best for you in terms of the cost that you're going to have involved in doing the marketing and the time and everything like that. And you've got to balance that against the return. Okay, so it all factors in. So marketing, guys, is more of an art than a science. And what works for one person, may be like a home run for one person, may have results for somebody else, depending on the product, depending on the audience that they are trying to reach, and depending just on the person's personality and the sort of overall, in the music business, we call the overall vibe of the business or the establishment or whatever it is whatever type of entity you actually are. So you have to kind of work with all of these different factors. In closing, let me give you one important hint, though, that I think will really help you, because this is something that I missed in the beginning, and I don't want you to miss in your business venture here. Change one thing when you test marketing. So if you're going to put a flyer on the table, for instance, you may want to change where you put the flyer on the tape. For instance, we were talking about the restaurant, the appetizer. You may want to change something that simple Do I put this on the table, or for instance, do I put it on the table, or do I put it as an insert in the menu, or do I have the my wait staff come with a card and hand it to them with a beautiful picture of whatever it is and show it to them? Okay, so those are three different. You change one thing. Don't change where you put the flyer. Change the flyer, and have a clown come in and give them the flyer, something like that. Don't change everything all at once. Change one thing, because sometimes it's just, you'd be surprised. Very often it's one, maybe two little things, and boom, you're in. Okay, so I know it can be a little bit nerve-wracking. I know it's a little time-intensive to do this, but that is the only way to do it. Some people try marketing and like they get zero ROI, zero return on investment. They throw up their hands and say, "See, this doesn't work." Well, you have to tweak it. You've got to work with it a little wee bit, okay? Your product. So we're not going to talk about the product, but like I said, with the marketing, you want to spend a little bit of time tweaking and testing. One other piece of advice I'll give you is until you've got a silver bullet going right to your audience, right to your the people that are your customers, until you have that, don't spend a lot of money. Once you got something that is what as they say, converting, which means just turning the offer into an actual sale. Once you've got something that's doing that, then go ahead. Then well, wow, man, this is, every time I do this, I make $500. Well, now I know I can spend a lot of money and, really invest in this thing. And I know I'm really going to get a nice return on my investment. So test, change one thing each time you test. Don't change everything. Test, change one thing each time you test. And hold off spending a lot of money until you know that you've got something that's really, really going to work for you. Okay, my name is Lou Lombardi. You can find me on the internet at awakentherockstarwithin.com. And if you would like to take some of this guesswork out of your marketing, here it comes, right? Please check out the rest of the email, and please look at the VSN system. It's very, very awesome. And they've already done this, so they can kind of narrow things down for you so that you don't have as much guessing and as much testing that you have to do. Okay, it's very, very cool, and I think you'll really enjoy it. All right, guys, my name is Lou, once again, Lombardi, and you will see me in the next video. Thanks for watching.